It's just fantastic. Captain's log, subdate 220330.5. With crew replication underway, the duty roster needs updating. I have decided that crewman Scudder Bork should bear the brunt with 60% of additional duties, with the remaining 40% being considered inconsequential. Should I replicate Bork an extra arm? He might need it. 3 weeks ago I made a video on this channel simply titled Foodie Beauty Yeeted from YouTube. It did exceptionally well, thank you very much for watching. Foodie Beauty had lost her YouTube channel because she had, well, severe violations of the nudity policy. This could be for one of two reasons. The first is, over the years, Chantal has shown us every single atom on her body. And if any of you have seen the OnlyFans leaks, big F for you. Clorox will be your best friend. The second reason concerned a debacle on Omegle and a peen. Chantal claiming that it was accidental, but based on all her history, it would have been accidentally on purpose. Because she was live streaming a lot, it was inevitable this would happen. By the way, she never got permission from those that featured on Omegle to do that. So, dick move. Big dick move. Many people celebrated the termination of Foodie Beauty from YouTube, believing that her reign as a lolcow girl queen, whatever you want to call her, leader of the haters, because she feeds them and they feed on her, which makes her the queen, right? Well, with that, many people certainly had a shift in opinions. Some believing that her show was over, because with her show ending and the frustration at her clearly not learning her lesson, they need to walk away for the sake of their own mental health. A completely valid reason to walk away, really. Foodie Beauty, though losing such a vast sum of her income, decided to do the right thing and spread herself on multiple platforms. She's now on Twitter and she's very active and very amusing, I might add. She has a TikTok. She also has a Twitch. In my follow-up video, which was last week, I mentioned that Chantal had been yeeted yet again. Now in this instance, she had created another channel called The Beezer Show. Many people had admitted on Twitter to flagging, and I in that video said, don't do that. That is beyond a dick move, and people will not on YouTube respect you for admitting you flagged another person. It's a part of the unwritten code, alright? Flagging is for bitch-made pricks. The Beezer Show to Chantal was apparently a business that was allegedly registered to another person who themselves was like, yo fam, get the fuck off my name. And honestly, I found that quite amusing. But Chantal did in fact get the Beezer Show back. She uploads content there rather than streams. Although I do believe she has streamed there and she might still be streaming there. Since then, more has transpired. Yes, I was prepared to watch Chantal as she made her way to Cuba, because that is where she is going, no doubt to find herself a new love, or get arrested, whichever's easiest. Cuba are renowned for very strict laws. If Chantal is seen breaking one of them, she's in for a very, very tough time. But in reality, I want her to have fun, especially after she dabbed on all of us that she got paid her AdSense check last month and it was allegedly $50,000. Can I have some of that, please? Can I just have like 10%? I'd be happy with that. The point is, Chantal has been able to dab on everyone at every opportunity, and it has frustrated people. It has frustrated people because it appears she is not learning her lesson, and many people believed deplatforming would be the way to do it. You're all wrong. Deplatforming does not deal with the issue. If you are as invested in Chantal as you claim to be, you would know better than to think deplatforming solves the problem. It is safe to say that Chantal on YouTube is a toxic element. She is not good for the ecosystem in the slightest. Do I believe she should be deplatformed for that? No, because you need those kind of challenges. It is to test your resolve that you can ignore and feed that. Chantal has given the haters everything they could ever want. They have seen every nook and cranny of her fanny, and at this point, I doubt they'd be surprised by a single thing that she showed them. So yesterday, while I was editing the Halls of Injustice concerning Jake Davison, I got a message from one of my lovely, lovely mods. Chantal got her main channel back, and I sat back and went, YOLO swag fam, surely you be joshing. Turns out, yes, she did get her channel back. I have no idea how she did that. I don't know how she managed to swing it for a severe violation of the nudity policy, considering the multiple violations over the many years that she managed to get her account back. I'm sure a conspiracy theorist will say that Chantal got it back because she makes them and herself a lot of money. Considering the amount of tax she owes, she doesn't make much at all. At some point, they're going to have to claim that money back. They're going to just rip it out of her account. It's going to be quite the show. So how does Chantal celebrate the return of her glorious channel? A channel that has made her a lot of money. A channel that could make her more money if she had a single iota of responsibility or potential to, I don't know, save it for the inevitable downfall of her channel, which will happen at some point. It happens to every creator. Unless you find a way to continually adapt to a changing market, you will struggle going further down the stretch. Chantal celebrated with a live stream, rubbing it in people's faces that she was back. Very happy with herself, as she should be. She got her channel back. In her mind, she didn't do nothing, when to all of us, she breached TOS, so surely the violation would stand. Perhaps she would get a few strikes and not be able to use the channel, perhaps removed from the YouTube partner program, so she couldn't monetize for a while. Well, turns out no, none of that's applicable. Not only does she have all her members back, but she can flip Charlie Gold right off. I believe that's what CG meant in the title of the return livestream. With the return of her channel, Chantal can obviously take her happiness at getting back this cash cow pinata of her own and take it with her to Cuba, where she can then go on and, oh dear, feud a little with Nader and Didi, because that soap opera, that drama, is not relenting. It is quite astonishing at this point how the three of them have managed to keep this going and keep it moderately fresh for as long as they have. Chantal appears to have not learned her lesson though, because a lot of the comments she makes are quite slanderous, some of which involve the letters S.A. Let's just say the last part of that A is salt. Without any concrete proof, what she is saying is dangerous, especially for somebody who's only just got their channel back. I would urge, if you want to go forward, Chantal, you perhaps consider, let's say, going to the police if there's any truth to it and allowing them to investigate it instead of airing it on YouTube like an effing clown. Are you starting to understand now why more and more people on Twitter are walking away from you? You might get the views, you might have all your beezers back on your members, you might have a growing community on Twitter and other platforms in fact, but sometimes you need to know what comes out of your mouth before it comes out of your mouth. Not via a script or notes, but simply by thinking. I know that might be a tad tricky for someone whose eyes get further apart the longer they think, but at this point it would serve you well to give something a modicum of thought. That's not to say, by the way, that Nader, Nada, Didi, Dudu is innocent in the slightest. No, none of them are. It's quite tragic because it's hard to pick a person you'd want to back. All three of them are guilty in some fashion of something in this context. It is quite astonishing that when it comes to watching you, all three of you, the majority of us are sat back watching, eating our popcorn thinking, so who do you think's gonna win? Instead of, so who do you want to win? Do I think Chantal has learnt her lesson with regards to her being given a severe violation of the nudity policy on YouTube? Yes and no. I think she now knows she is not as indestructible as she thinks. I think she knows the viewers that have the potential to report her have the potential to cause her irreparable harm. She now knows this. She will either double down going forward, which, let's give it another week or two and we'll see what happens during the next research stream. Either she has learnt and she makes suitable amendments, adjustments to her content going forward, or she will, as I stated, double down and act as if nothing happened, which will inevitably lead to her getting another strike or another removal until she is able to beg YouTube to let her back. If her beezers matter to her and her community and presence online, she will learn quickly that there is a power here. There is a position and she is not as powerful as she thinks. The only thing she knows for certain is she puts food in the mouths of those that regularly comment on what she does. I know I've done 3 in 3 weeks. It was not intended, but let's face it, I need views. But also in the context of this, I don't make it a point to poke at every tiny, quite frankly, inconsequential detail of Chantal's existence. It is asinine, boring. I would rather focus on the bigger issue here. Should Chantal be allowed back on YouTube? Now that one is a question I can't answer. I always side with the terms of service. But if she's been allowed back, a compromise must have been met in private. And that's interesting. That is very interesting. For somebody that doesn't have 100k yet, doesn't have that security, it's surprising that she managed to get her channel back. I'm also more interested to know what she does with the Beezer show going forward. I do want to know, by the way, what you all think. Do you think Chantal was right to get her channel back? I generally don't like to think of people losing their source of income. I don't like that. I've never liked it. She is a form of entertainer, whether anyone wants to admit it or not. She has actually managed to become a bit more of a philanthropist with spreading herself onto alternate platforms, and there's plenty to spread, so she can do that. And if she does continue on those platforms, it could well benefit her monetarily in the future as well, but also provide her the security that if she loses her channel again, if she's built her audience elsewhere by promoting herself on YouTube to Twitch, obvious one of course, she could well be safe going forward. And that might put people off, but a lot of you tune in for a good reason. You tune in because she puts on a show. And while it is becoming less and less of anyone's cup of tea, it is still one that generates vast amounts of views, attention, controversy, which, by the way, people feed off like a barnacle on the hull of a ship. You know, I think this is quite fascinating. I look forward to doing the March research stream. This has been quite the month. Anyway, as we've reached the end of this video, I would love to know what you think. Please do let me know in the comments down below. Obligatory comment, of course, can just be FUPA, or by all means, add something else. Also, please consider smashing the like and sharing the video. It really helps this channel. Thank you. If I don't see you on Twitch tonight, and yes, Chantal, that's how you do it, I hope you'll have a fantastic day. And thank you all very much for listening. And welcome back, Chantal. Ta-ta.